Okay, so earlier this week I was looking at some of the funniest test answers kids have written. I did not expect to find this sort of essay. It's a film review of 2girls1cup. Given how ridiculous this sounds, I have to wonder if this was actually faked. I'm actually kind of hoping that this is real and not faked, because if this was real, just imagine what would have been the look on the teacher's face as he or she was reading this. Even I just stopped to think. What? Alright, so here we go for a dramatic reading of a film review. 2girls1cup. In the masterful modern work, 2girls1cup, the feminist genre is re-examined through a series of reversals of expectations. The prevalent ideologies of our culture are filtered through the lens of the pornographic genre. What the hell is he saying here? And in true modern form, the work tends to raise more questions than it answers. Like this paper. The opening image, that of the stenciled MFX1209, suggests a confusing misunderstanding. The 1209 seems as some sort of date, yet the aesthetic of the number lends itself to a futuristic association. This blurring of past and future, mixed with the confusion of the assumed to be acronym, primes the audience for the confusion to come. The first image with the two primary characters, who for the sake of this reading, I will consider to be the two girls that are referred to in the title, is seemingly innocuous. The cross-cultural lesbian interaction defines the equal rights, both feminine and racial, within the genre of pornography. The gentle background music lulls the audience to sleep, and the time of a gradual change into the next shot at 11 seconds goes by largely unnoticed by the audience. The eyes are immediately drawn to the quote-unquote cup, also presumed to be that mentioned in the title. Well, it's kind of obvious what other cup could it possibly be. The inversion of the phallus. What phallus? And perhaps one of the most overarching symbols for feminine spirituality and sexuality in antiquity. The gentle piano concerto will continue as the cup is suddenly and ironically filled with a steaming shot of fecal matter from the anus of our primary character. In this way, the masculinist, derogatory nature of the pornographic genre returns in a surprising, explosive manner. The fecal matter penetrates the sacred chalice, which raises a number of interesting questions. I like the choice of word, penetrate, here. What, is a sacred chalice a woman who's being violated? What kind of metaphor is he trying to come up with here? Many of these questions pertain to lesbian sexuality. Is womanly love possible without the masculine grotesque? Is the pornographic genre doomed to exist within the realm of humiliating acts, even when the only participants are an innocuous two girls and one cup? Oh, so it's like the cup is sentient now. The later image of the two characters attempting to kiss through the feces of the masculine grotesque, as well as the literal feces, will only support this theme. Yeah, I've heard about it. Sounds fucking gross. The excited, the hesitant tonguing suggests a sort of apprehension on the part of the lead characters, but by 25 seconds, any hope for redemption has been lost. As if we really had any. This transition from playful tonguing to full fecal consumption happens as suddenly as the transition to the original defecatory act. Why do these central thematic moments happen off stage? Wow, he's using some big words for this internet sensation that's grossing out a lot of people. Like we would actually have a serious and critical analysis of this. There is no dramatic dialogue. Neither character gives voice to the greater internal struggles that surely must precede the decision to consume another's feces. This central thematic crux is internalized in both characters, and thus is obscured from the audience's perception as well. This notion of blurring will evolve into a diluting and contamination of sorts by 40 seconds, where the vomit of disgust begins to obscure even the original thematic feces of the work. It is worth noting that the secondary character does not vomit into the cup, while our original character does, yet vomits directly onto the other woman. This further develops the motif of the masculine invading lesbian relationships. Does one woman have a monopoly on the feminine cup, while the other woman becomes masculine and begins to fill the role of the oppressor as she symbolically vomits down onto the kneeling lover? Even this notion isn't safe from the postmodern genre confusion, as the roles are reversed and the other's mouth is vomited into in return. Wow. It is hard to read this work in any constructive manner. It's hard to read this paper and imagine if this was real. as evidenced by the final image of the piece. The characters present themselves to the audience, effectively breaking the fourth wall. The difficulties of untangling the thematic mess of the genre-defined sentence are reflected in the physical mess on the characters' faces. Hopefully, with further examination and daring work such as 2 Girls, 1 Cup, we will be able to break free of many of these domineering and ultimately oppressing ideological structures which are maintained by societal forces, genre restrictions, and our own perceptions of reality. So what? Is 2 Girls, 1 Cup supposed to be some sort of attempt, secret agent trying to break the norms of sexuality? Well, those norms are already kind of falling apart. I realized, yes. To view the film in its entirety, please see... Oh, wow, he put the link. I'm not trying to promote pornography here, I just thought this would be funny as fuck to read. Yeah, I realized a while ago that sexuality has no borders. But whether it's man on man, woman or woman, yeah, the borders simply do not exist. Hell, that's actually kind of one of the themes I'm getting from Boku no Pico. Sexual diversity. Even if it involves children, which is fucked up, yes, I still agree that it's wrong. This material is not appropriate for anyone. See me. To believe this paper got a 0. I probably, as a teacher, if I had gotten this thing, okay, I would have been stumped for sure that someone would actually be trying to analyze this seriously. I'd at least pass the guy. But of course, I'd let him know that this is just inappropriate for class. But I don't think I'd fail the guy for it. I would want to have a talk with him, ask him what the hell was going through his mind when he wrote this, or why he thought of the idea, because I would like to know. This actually does look like a serious paper. Like it's actually trying to prove a point. Even if it's on some obscene material. So yeah, this masterful piece of work shows us how sexuality is becoming more and more diverse. It involves 2 women, and, well, this guy made a lot of interesting points. Did he really have to describe everything that was going on as he wrote the paper? Like, jeez. I was seriously hoping that this was real. Because this would have been so fucking hilarious if it was.